to ACC Student News.
The news student can use. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sasha. Here are this week's stories. President Donald Trump announced his controversial selection of conservative podcaster and former Fox News host Dan Bongino to serve as Deputy FBI Director. Dan Bongino has built a career of unleashing inflammatory rants against the media, Democrats, and even the federal government. Bongino is 50 years old and has worked for the New York Police Department and the Secret Service. Bongino has never served in the FBI, which breaks a long-standing tradition of the role of Deputy Director being occupied by a career agent of the Bureau. The Senate confirmed that Dan Bongino will lead the Bureau agency with Kash Patel.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he would be willing to step down from his position if it meant securing NATO membership for Ukraine. Zelensky emphasized that his ultimate goal is the safety and future of Ukraine, and he believes NATO membership is critical to the country's long-term security and sovereignty. Experts are divided on the potential implications of Zelensky's offer. Some argue it could push NATO members to act more decisively, while others caution that such a move could create new political challenges. As of now, NATO has not officially responded to Zelensky's bold proposal, though discussions within the alliance continue regarding Ukraine's future role.
The U.S. has sent 300 migrants to Panama. These migrants come from a wide variety of different backgrounds. These include migrants from China, India, Afghanistan, Iran, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Turkey, Uzbekistan, and Vietnam. The array of different backgrounds is caused by only 170. One of the 299 agreed to return to these countries of origin. Panama is taking them until Panama or another country agrees to grant them asylum, as Panama has agreed to become a bridge country for deported migrants. However, they are being moved around quite a bit from hotel to a jungle detainment camp. Humanists are concerned for the safety of the migrants. They have complained against the use of government force.
President Donald Trump will host Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House on Friday for their first meeting since the United States began direct negotiations with Russia to secure an agreement that would end the year-long war in Ukraine. Zelensky's visit is expected to focus in large part on a potential U.S.-Ukraine deal. Trump previewed the visit during a gathering of his cabinet members Wednesday, signaling the two countries had made progress on an agreement that would grant the USA significant ownership stake in Ukraine. Zelensky last met with Trump in December alongside French President Emmanuel Macron. The Ukrainian embassy in Washington said that was where Zelensky first President Trump a victory plan that included the exchange of the country's natural resources and critical metals.
The Trump administration has recently stated that they will be getting rid of over 2,000 U.S. aid and put 1,000 more on leave. It has also been reported that less than a fraction of them will get paid leave. This was one of the biggest moves towards Donald Trump and Elon Musk's goal of removing workers, deemed unnecessary in an effort to cut down on the size of the federal government. This comes after the mass firings from Homeland Security, the Department of Education, and many other departments that have had other 25,000 employees fired in total.
Apple will be investing $500 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years to hire over 20,000 new workers to make their artificial intelligence service stronger. This is Apple's largest investment they've ever made, the main motive being due to President Trump's 10% tariff on China, which harmed Apple's supply chain considering majority of their products are based there. With this investment, there is currently a 250,000 square foot server manufacturing facility expected to open in 2026, which will create thousands of more jobs. Also supplying direct employment across 50 states, they already support almost 3 million manufacturing jobs across the U.S., making them one of the largest taxpayers, paying $19 billion in U.S. taxes in 2024 alone. However, Apple has made similar promises in the past due to political issues in which they did not follow through. But if done, this would undoubtedly charge the AI industry for good.
That's all we have for this half. I'm Sasha.
And I'm Mike. Stay tuned for more news.
Peer pressure.
I left it behind the dumpster. I need you to pick it up and put it in my locker tomorrow morning.
Oh, this feels wrong. Everything's not boarded up. I shouldn't be here.
Would you rather have your secret exposed to the whole school?
Freeze! You're under arrest.
Please, I can explain. It's not mine. I didn't want to do this.
Listen, peer pressure is no reason to break the law. You're under arrest.
Welcome back to ACC Student News. I'm Aiden.
And I'm Ivy. Here are some more stories.
The bird flu has been the culprit of bird deaths on farms across Indiana, but it is now taking out a big population of sandhill cranes at Fish Lake. There has been a noticeable change in the typical migration season where cranes flood the sky, according to the Natural Health Department resources. About 1,500 sandhill cranes have died from the bird flu. Just this season, officials also confirmed that 100 migrating sandhill cranes have already been found dead on Fish Lake, most likely to the bird flu. The virus, found in infected birds, dies quickly as temperatures warm up, which reduces the risk of the spread once migration season is over.
Hamas is willing to step down in political power and give it to Palestinian Unity government. Hamas stated that they are more than ready to give up power to a unified government run by Palestine, but they will not stop hostility unless an independent Palestinian state is achieved. Bassam Naim, a senior political official for Hamas, has stated that there are no plans, a second stage of negotiation, or continuing the ceasefire. Although the Israeli Prime Minister plans to send officials to Cairo to continue talks of peace, Naim has stated that Israel might be intentionally delaying negotiations to create a pretext to go back to war with Hamas, as Israel has demanded that their troops, which were supposed to withdraw, stay the border.
The CIA sent the White House an unclassified email. This email, following the federal order to downsize the federal workforce, contained a list of first names and last initials for recent hires to the agency. Many of these individuals were trainees preparing to operate undercover, who will likely no longer be able to. Those with uncommon names would be at risk of being identified if a foreign intelligence service were to access the email. Sources state that this email may have ended careers before they could even start.
President Donald Trump states that the U.S. would begin selling a gold card to wealthy foreigners seeking citizenship. This gold card will have the same benefits as the green card, while also being a way to gain citizenship. The gold card will cost $5 million. President Trump believes this will attract wealthy individuals to the U.S. The gold card acts as a replacement for the EB-5 immigrant investor visa, which allowed foreigners to obtain green cards if they make an investment of $800,000 in areas with low employment or an investment of $1,050,000 in urban areas. President Trump states that the selling of the gold card will begin in 2 weeks.
The New Mexico authorities are investigating the strange deaths of Hollywood actor Gene Hackman and his pianist wife, Betsy Arakawa, after 2 maintenance workers found them Wednesday afternoon in different rooms of their Santa Fe home. Autopsy reports suggest they had been deceased for some time, upon finding, along with their German Shepherd who had been found decomposing in a closet. Authorities stated that foul play is not suspected at the time. However, the cause of death is yet to be determined.
President Trump and the Republican Party plans on abolishing the Department of Education in 2025. Republicans have been pushing against the centralization of education policy and believes that it should be left up to state. A more recent idea on why the Republican Party wants to get rid of the Department of Education is because the department is seen as woke and pushing their ideas on children, including their view of race and gender. President Trump allies believe that this will give schools more choices, allowing students and families to use public money to get into private or religious institutions. The likelihood of this bill getting passed is slim to none, as Trump and the Republican Party need 60 votes to approve the bill, which is unlikely as there are only 53 Republicans filling seats, meaning that 7 Democrats will have to approve the bill, which is unlikely.
Well, that's all the news we have for this week. I'm Aiden.
And I'm Ivy. Make sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube at ACC TV Hammond and check out our Instagram.